Hello, and thanks for tuning in. So, I'm here today to talk to you about how you can overcome any potential mental roadblocks that might be standing in your way when it comes to losing weight during menopause. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's such a crucial piece of your weight loss journey because we all want to look good, right? But there's nothing wrong with that. But we also need to focus on our mental health, especially during menopause. And most of us aren't even aware that, that the roadblocks that come with any kind of given weight loss journey and what the potential impact might be. So I've totally been there myself. You get to the point where you feel stuck in the cycle of weight loss and the disappointment that essentially comes with it. So that's why I've decided I'm going to put down the top 10 roadblocks that a lot of you women might be facing right now, so you can start to create some awareness around what might be showing up for you so that you can take action, and essentially it's going to make your transformation a lot easier and potentially a lot quicker as well, so you can stop spinning your wheels in the hamster wheel. So if you are tuning in with me live, be sure to say hi, comment live, and if you are catching this on the replay, I know a lot of you do, be sure to let me know by commenting #replay. So I'm going to dive right into it. No point messing about, because at the end of the day, like, I can give you the perfect nutrition plan, the perfect workout plan, but unless you've got your mindset in the right place, and we're about to elaborate a little bit further in terms of what that actually means, all the perfect nutrition and the perfect workouts aren't gonna do a thing, because self-sabotage, limiting beliefs, all of those things, if they show up, it doesn't matter how good the plan is that you might be following. So this is almost, in that sense, you could argue, even more important than the nutrition and the exercise itself. So the number one mindset shift that you need to achieve is, I want you to stop seeing this as an on and off game. So a lot of us look at it on a diet or are fallen off the wagon. So this on and off mode is really, really damaging. And it's basically, it means that you're putting a finish line on it, and you're either eating good foods or you're eating the bad foods, right? So we want to kind of come off that on and off mentality and form lifelong habits that continuously actually help you to reach your goals. So that's number one. Number two, I want you to let go of any potential or hidden conditions that you have set yourself. So I want you to embrace the actions that truly matter, regardless of immediate results or not, because it's worth remembering that it's all about long-term success. So you might have set yourself hidden conditions such as, it's 6 weeks until my friend's wedding, or I'm too old to lose weight, or nothing is working for me, or because of my mobility issues, I can't exercise. So, all of those things are hidden conditions that at the end of the day might be holding you back. So it's really important to take action, embrace it, and look at things with a long-term approach, opposed to putting that deadline on, which takes me straight to number three. It's that we all wish there was a finish line, right? So if someone told you, go and do this for 8 weeks, lose the weight, and then you're all done, that sounds too good to be true. And essentially it is, because it's all about, a lifestyle change, embracing the journey, and knowing that, it's not the on and off dieting mentality. It's you taking care of your body, you feeding your body well, you're prioritizing self-care, you're moving your body, and that's not just for a given time frame just so you can lose the weight, because obviously you want to maintain your results as well. So we need to stop thinking there is a finish line and have a bit more of that sustainable approach that comes with that. And number four, which could probably be a whole, video in itself. It's about releasing limiting beliefs and negative self-talk that could be holding you back right now. We've all experienced them. And it's like, that little voice that tells you, oh, my metabolism is broken, or nothing works for me, or I've got bad genes, or my health condition is holding me back, or I've tried everything, nothing works for me, I'm broken, or I can't do this, I can't stick to it, I can't, meal prep, I can't work out. Like, all of those stories that you are telling yourself are essentially what are holding you back. Because let's be honest, it's easier to stay put than it is to embrace change, and your mind is going to play some games with you, and that voice is going to continue to tell the story that you've been telling yourself for quite some time. So you need to reframe things and create a new story that actually supports your goals and supports you in your journey. So this is really, really important, and be sure not to brush it aside and have a little think about, okay, what limiting beliefs do I have, and what stories do I tell myself, consciously or even subconsciously as well. Number 5, now this was huge for me. It took me many, many years to overcome this. It's letting go of perfectionism, right? So mistakes, and I had to learn this the hard way, mistakes are part of the process. So every time you feel like you muck up or things didn't go according to plan, we're creating awareness, and we're creating this learning experience so that we can essentially create this toolkit for ourselves, so then we can next time handle a particular situation even better. So for example, if you are going away for the weekend and you're enjoying yourself, you're eating out, you've like blown your diet because obviously food choices available are limited, you didn't really plan or prepare, and you come back and you're a little bit heavier, potentially mainly water weight due to excess alcohol and carbs. We've all been there and done that. But in hindsight, instead of feeling bad and guilty about it, you should be looking at, okay, well, when I've got my upcoming trip in August, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring all of my snacks. I'm going to map out where we're going to go for food, what food choices there are, so that I can feel more equipped in terms of moving forward. So you don't come back feeling bad and guilty that you've overindulged and you put on a bit of weight. So really embracing the mistakes. Progress, not, it's not about being perfect. So I always say to my clients, it's about making progress and not being perfect, because all people that are incredibly successful with anything in life, they've all probably made the most mistakes along the way. So the more stumbling blocks that essentially you overcome and that you learn from, the more successful you're going to be, because it's never a straight line. There are going to be things out of your control that will happen, that will challenge you on your journey, but it's what you do in those moments and what you take away in terms of the awareness and putting a strategy in place should that ever happen again, or potentially a similar situation. So yeah, number 5, letting go of perfectionism, really, really important, and embracing the journey as it is with its ups and downs. Number 6, I want you to really learn and acknowledge the process, that knowing that the emotions that actually do come with change, because your brain will resist change. We've just touched base on that a minute ago, based on the limiting beliefs and the stories that you've been telling yourself. So your brain is going to enforce that, and it's obviously not going to help support you in your goals. So I want you to allow yourself to feel and anticipate the positive outcomes that come with change, instead of thinking about the things that you might not like about change. So again, it's usually when we talk about is the cup or the glass half empty or half full, that kind of applies to acknowledging the process of emotions and being aware that that voice will tell you to not change, and trying to create that resistance. But it's a lot easier when you actually focus on the positive outcome, opposed to on any roadblocks or stumbling blocks and things that might not be as enjoyable. Number 7, it's all about practicing patience and delay gratification. So it's really important to remember your long-term goals and the incredible gains that might be awaiting you. So, we're talking about better sleep, improved mood, no more cravings, all that extra energy so you can do those things you love and take care of your loved ones, potentially run after the grandchildren, do all of those things that bring you joy, being physically active, and just feeling great. It's like wanting to lose weight is one thing, but it's about overall quality of life and longevity as well. So it's really practicing the visualization and your big why behind you doing this that actually goes beyond the number on the scale. So that's number 7. Number 8 is stop searching for external blame and take ownership. So this might sound really, really harsh, but when you truly own it, your actions will align with your goals. So to give you a brief example, for example, it could be raining outside and it could be cold. You blaming the weather for you not going out, trying to get your daily movement in because you've been at the desk all day, not moving your body much. So we're blaming the weather for not taking action. But when you actually take true ownership, you make it work. So it's like anything. If you want it bad enough, you'll make it work despite all those external factors that could be used as an excuse for not taking action. And then point number 9 in terms of self-sabotage and all of it. So I don't want you to let sabotage control you and use that as an excuse. So it's okay to embrace the unknown and let go of uncertainty and misery. So most people just hate the thought and they think, oh, I'm gonna have to give up my glass of wine on a Friday night, or I'm not allowed to eat cake. Again, it goes back to the on and off dieting mentality. So we fear so much of letting go of the things that we enjoy, like the social aspect that often does come with alcohol and with food, that we think dieting should be miserable. But that's obviously partly what the dieting industry is trying to tell you. But it's that's where the balanced approach really comes into play. And yes, you can have that glass of wine on a Friday night, and yes, you can have a slice of birthday cake, and if you want to have some chocolate after dinner, yes, you can incorporate that into your plan. But it's all about the balance, right? So you want to nourish your body 80% of the time. 20% of the time can be for the little things that bring you joy. And at the end of the day, that is how you create sustainability. And if you sabotage yourself thinking, oh, I don't want to go back on a diet because I'm going to miss all of my favorite foods, or alcohol, whatever it is for you, then that is a form of self-sabotage. You're using that as an excuse to hold you back, and we don't want that. So the last mental roadblock that a lot of ladies face, and it's number 10, is basically you don't seek the help that you actually truly need. And this sounds harsh because most of us will spend years putting money towards supplements and trying different things, trying the latest quick fix and the latest fad diet, and buying fancy foods and cutting up food groups and all of that. But actually, at the end of the day, when you're compared to something like, if your car breaks down in the middle of the road, unless you happen to be super handy and a mechanic and stuff, you take care of it yourself. But if you're not quite sure what's wrong and why am I, breaking down in the middle of the road, you call your mechanic, right? Or you get breakdown assistants to come out and pick you up so they can tow you to the nearest garage. Now, with weight loss, you think you might know it, but obviously if you've been struggling to either lose the weight, or potentially you've lost the weight doing things like, keto and restrictive eating and all of that, but then you've regained the weight, that method clearly didn't work out. And I'm not trying to be harsh here, but it's quite complex. And people like myself, we do spend a lot of time in terms of education around what goes into successful weight loss and also maintenance. And it's not easy. It goes beyond just saying eat less and exercise more, and especially for women over the age of 40. And that's why it's become my mission to educate you ladies, so that you do feel empowered and that you do have a little bit of knowledge around how you can lose the weight and then keep it off. But quite often that's not just enough, because obviously there's things like support and accountability that needs to be taken into account as well, and that's obviously priceless. So by following a plan, because all that information out there on the internet is so confusing and it changes, right? So 1 minute eggs are good, then eggs are bad, and then or carbs are the enemy, or shouldn't have butter and go with margarine, and then we all know margarine is highly processed and actually way worse than butter. But because people have been saying makes you fat back then. That was the latest trend. So it's really what I'm trying to say is it's really overwhelming. There's a lot that goes into it, and sometimes you cut out all that noise by just having a plan that's specifically tailored for you so that you can just implement and take action. And a lot of people think they can just take that all on themselves, and they continue to make progress, and then the weight comes back, or the metabolism gets to the point where it's just not responding anymore, and then you get yourself in a pickle, and then you think nothing works, and then you, worst case, throw in the towel. So it's really important to actually seek the help that you need, and stop following restrictive diets or eating like a bird or cutting out food groups, because there is another way, but you do need to have a plan in order for it to work. So sorry, I got a bit excited there, a little bit carried away, but these are basically my top 10 mental roadblocks that I've experienced either myself or through my clients and through watching you ladies in my community and talking to you, that, you know, are the most common roadblocks that might be holding you back. So you might find one applies, you might find a few applies, and that's totally fine, because change starts with awareness. And hopefully by you watching this video today, you're able to create that awareness so that you can then embrace the change. So as always, if you found this helpful or valuable in any way, please give us a like and a thumbs up. Make sure you share this with anyone that could also benefit from this video. And if you don't already, follow me on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, because Facebook and YouTube are my main means of, you know, sharing my content with you ladies. And I'll see you again soon for another video. Thank you.